Hey folks, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO, except I'm at the house today. I'm going to be getting ready to work on the garage in a minute. You know, this week we literally cleaned out one of the rental houses that we had. So we moved stuff between the Destin house and our main house up here on the mainland. So now I've got to get this stuff totally out of the garage and get it taken care of. But today I want to look at a few things, but I want to talk about sponsors first. Richard Bliss Brook, can't thank him enough for his support and sponsorship over the years. The 4-year career may be one of the best books literally ever written. And you can go to blissbusiness.com. You can go to Richard Brook's profile here on Facebook. You need to grab that book because now's just a great time to be able to read, be able to dig into. And Richard's been pushing this week the connection challenge that I just love. He says, look, just get into your cell phone and start calling all your contacts. Now, don't talk to them about business. Just, hey, what's up? Because think about it. This is the best time for people to pick up their phone. When they see the name of someone in their phone, they're gonna jam it out. They're gonna pick it up. They're gonna talk to you. It's empathy marketing, if you will. You're not looking for a close or anything like that. You're looking to connect with people and listen to their story. Remember, they're the hero in the story. So I really want to thank Richard for all his support. Again, you can go to blissbusiness.com. You can go to Richard's, get the 4-year career. He's got some great free resources over there. Powerful individual. Next sponsor, Ryan Chamberlain. You can go to ryanchamberlain.com. He's running for congressman out of the 3rd District of Florida. And you may wonder what's so important about this on a national show. And here's the deal. He's been in the network marketing business his complete adult life. Literally 2 companies, Team National and Evolve, top income earner over at Evolve. And Ryan's going to Washington to support our industry and his district. And I think that some of the stuff he has to say, I was on the phone with him yesterday talking about the stimulus package and how that will benefit the network marketers out there, because this is one of those times where 1099 non-statutory employees are included. So I want to thank Ryan for all of his support, and Mike McGolick over at the Red Flag Company. Listen, guys, this is a time where if your marketing, your business is out there, you want to protect your brand. You want to make sure you know what people are saying about your brand. It's very, very important that you do that. So what is the number one question that I've heard all week long? And I've been on coaching calls. I've been on group training calls. I was on one last night with Richard Brook and Tom Chenault, and just powerful stuff. The number one question that I keep hearing is, where do we go from here? Do we market our business? Do we not market our business? What do we do if we're a brick and mortar business and we don't have any walk-in traffic? In our case, we have brick and mortar businesses. We have online businesses that we consult with, we advise. And it's like, I'm just going to compile a boatload of stuff that we got this week, because I think this is important. And there's some things that if you'll take a few notes, you write these things down, and then you think about them over the weekend, I think you're going to be able to take your business to a whole new level. And there's been a lot of research this week. We see a lot of increase in revenue, both for individuals and for the companies, because there are, as negative as the news is, as crazy as the news, as sad as it was that we had 3.28 million people that filed for unemployment, understand something here. Just because folks filed for unemployment doesn't mean they don't have revenue coming in, because some of them already had a side hustle. They already had some side businesses that were going on out there. And that's a very important deal. We just got to understand that. We got to understand now that the stimulus package is out, that's going to benefit some people. But here's what you can do, especially if you're now in a new position. And I'm gonna rant just for a second. I love all you parents, but all of a sudden I'm seeing people whose kids came home from school talking about the fact that they're homeschooling. Okay, you are not homeschooling. You're just making sure that your kids are still having school at home. And you may think that's a little bit, Troy, you're playing on words. No, I'm not. My family's been homeschooling for 36 years, long before it was vogue, long before it was in, long before there were laws on it. Every morning, Paige gets up and she schools the kids. They chunk the time. By noon, they're done. We've got two that have graduated college, or no, one that's graduated college, three that have gone to college, one that's in her fourth year. That's homeschooling. You guys are doing school from home. You're making sure, and I know that it's strenuous. Something you guys might want to think about, though, is that if you're starting to do this from home, maybe this is a good time to put a blog up. Maybe this is a good time to document your story and document how you guys are learning some stuff and get that out there to some other moms and dads that are now having to make sure their kids are doing school from home. Talk about how your life has been disrupted, but how it's been good, how you're refocusing on that. So that's my little rant. I get to do that. It's my show. Hey, here's some stuff that you guys need to know. A lot of people put all of their ads on social media on hold. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all these guys have a massive inventory right now of ads, okay? And we're seeing the ad costs go down. Last week, in some cases, it was 17 cents a CPM. Now it's down to, or $17. Now it's down to $12. I believe this is going to be a continual trend, and it's due to the fact that large corporations did stop a lot of their ad buys. They've stopped a lot of their campaigns. So you may be able to literally pick up, if you know what you're doing, don't just go out and throw an ad up, but if you know what you're doing, if you're working with someone, this might be a good time for you to start testing some ads that are out there. Okay, that's it. You also need to know something. The networks, all the social networks right now are maxed. Facebook on Monday or Tuesday put out a deal saying, look, we are maxed to the hilt. If you are using certain terms in your ads, if you're using certain terms in your posts, you're going to find out that you don't have a lot of engagement going on because they're doing an automatic trigger. If you're using COVID-19, if you're using the coronavirus, if you're using, they didn't give all of the phrases, but they've given enough that where we know they're not going to allow any manipulation. So if you're trying to post about your essential oils, about your immunity boosting products out there and stuff, be very careful on how you're actually wording this, because there's things that you can do that's going to benefit. I can't give you all of the secret sauce per se, but you can use work from home. It's going to get a better trigger these days. You can talk about a new paradigm, a transition, anything that's allowing people to know what you're talking about, but at the same time, you're not using trigger phrases. Because honestly, guys, you hear it on the news with big companies, and it's going to be the way it is here. They don't want manipulation. They don't want people all of a sudden being manipulated with this. Now, something this week that I think we will see, it's going to be a small cottage industry that will pop up. And that's going to be, a lot of people are going to try to help folks with the stimulus package. Don't use stimulus package. I guarantee you that's going to be a new phrase. They're going to put in the algorithm. They're going to block this stuff. But there are some places out there. Matter of fact, we got contacted by one of our longtime partners that has worked with us many moons in the crypto business. Big crypto, not little crypto. They would a clearinghouse for us with big blocks of crypto when people wanted to buy it at wholesale. They are now put up a new website. They are literally going to be working with small businesses, mostly in the home-based and Main Street business, who need to walk through this process. I think their fee's $300 to be able to make sure people's paperwork is completed prior to. A lot of this is going to a bank, so the bank side of it, you're not going to have to need any help like that. So there's just a lot of stuff that's going on. You've got to be careful with in the way you're wording this in both your posts and in your ads on these social media platforms. One thing that we saw an uptick in, and you guys have heard me talk about dark social, and dark social is WhatsApp. It is the all of the communication apps that are out there, and I forget Instagram, not Instagram, but WhatsApp. You know what they are. All these apps, plus messaging, all that. These are not monetized platforms, so they're seeing an uptick in literally traffic onto their subdomains, onto these encrypted platforms, because people are going there. They're hanging out. They're also seeing a lot of activity in the groups. Okay, groups is another area that's not monetized, but they see an onslaught of people communicating that way. And that's something for you guys to know. If you get some lag time, if something seems weird, it's because they're maxed to the hilt. And understand, most of these companies now are working virtual more than they ever have before. So they're the same way. They just don't have everybody under the same roof, pumping it out, talking about it. Some of the other challenges that we are seeing this is something you guys should know. Instagram's put up a new little, just a little, I don't know what you call it, flash button or something at the top. If you're doing something from home, if the image that you're putting up in your story is from home and you click on that and you don't abuse it, don't be talking about business and stuff like that, but it's just a fun time. Homeschooling the kids, hanging out with the husband, playing with the dogs, whatever it is. If this is because you're now staying at home, this is an activity from home. If you click that, they literally will share that up. I mean, just a whole lot better through your network. It doesn't just pop to everywhere, but it's through your network. So that's some stuff that you guys can look at and can know. I just wanted to give you a little update on that. Again, use empathy selling, empathy marketing, if you will. What you want to do is you don't want to be just going in for the close. Okay, the people that you're calling, whether it's a hot or cold lead, whether it's social media, whether it's on the dark social, I don't care how you guys are communicating. If you're doing Zoom calls, on that note, Instagram's got a new group sharing where you guys can go out and view stuff together. Again, it's that social distancing. They're trying to bring people together and keep some type of normality in life. A lot of you guys, this is normal to you. Going back to Ryan Chamberlain, one of the things we talked about is, man, Ryan, do your town halls from Zoom. You've been using Zoom your whole life. That's what we do in network marketing. So, while you're at home, use your list of your local district and do some stuff. I would challenge you guys. If you know your neighbors and stuff like that, get into your neighborhood groups. Paige is constantly reviewing what's going on in the neighborhoods where we have houses. Yesterday, just the neighbors said, let's do a parade. Let's just go around. And I mean, we've got like 5,000 people in our development here. And they said, let's do this. Well, the HOA said, oh no, we're not going to allow that. Wrong. I mean, the neighbors got together. We had Harleys out here. We had these big 4x4s. We had vets. We had old cars. Everybody just going around honking and waving, saying, hey, we're in this together, having fun. That's where you build that community. So what do you do if you've got a brick and mortar business? If you're like a Tom Chenault to Richard Brooks, Donna Johnson, some of these folks that have been great successes in network marketing, but also diversified and have many different businesses. What can you do? And I'm gonna give you some ideas this morning. And this won't work for everybody, but I think it can work no matter what your niche, no matter what your industry is. If you do this, look at deconstructing your business. Now I'm going to give you an example. This is a restaurant called Canless, I believe out of Seattle. On around March 2nd, they pulled their employees in and said, look, we kind of see the writing on the wall. It looks like this thing is going to be bigger than it first was thought to be in the United States. We need to figure out a way to keep everyone employed. Now this is a restaurant that does about 200, maybe 300 reservations a week. They are fine dining across the board. It's like a Fleming Steakhouse or a Ruth Chris, reservations only. You're going to come in, spend a couple hours, have a great meal. People aren't going to do that because it's all takeout. So what did they do? They literally deconstructed the business, closed down their fine dining, and opened up 3 pop-ups. One is bagels. People that are still getting out want something quick and fast. Second one was burgers. Okay, that's a nostalgia, that's a comfort food, burgers. The third was a home delivery. Doesn't matter whether it's their food, somebody else's food, you need it delivered, we're gonna do it. And they kept all their employees working, and it's doing great for them. Figure out a way to deconstruct your business, or figure out a way, if you're in the educational business, I know a lot of y'all sell courses and you do stuff, and you spend months putting together your campaigns. I would challenge you, simplify the process for a bit and look at your communication delivery mechanisms. You have text messaging, you have all of the dark social, you have email. Don't try to set up a full-blown campaign. Don't even try to set up a landing page. I would just, if you already have WooCommerce or whatever platform you use as your shopping cart, then go ahead and send out a link in the email. You set it up in your shopping cart, but just use a Google Doc. You use just a PDF. Right now, people are seeking legitimate, relevant information. They don't care about the fancy crap. I was on the phone with a good buddy of mine. He's setting up a studio to be able to do podcasts and all this. He said, Troy, do you want to use our studio? And it's like, sure, let me know when it's set up. And then I texted him back and I said, listen to me. Don't spend a lot of money on this, because people aren't looking for fancy. People are looking for relevant. People are looking for authentic. And I gave him some links to some great folks over on YouTube. I said, just look at what they're doing here. Okay, this works. Look at how many views they have. Look at how big their subscriber base is. People don't want professional setup. In a time where there's a traumatic situation, whether it's a big T or a little t, what people are hunting for is a comfort in their mind and their heart. They need those to be triggered correctly. So if you have some information that you can market, if you're saying, look, I want to get my home business started, okay, do that. If you're someone like Paige and I, as I said at the top of the show, we've been hanging out and doing this thing, homeschooling now for 38 years. Josh is our oldest. So when we looked at that, it's like she's putting a list together. Hey, we're gonna market a resource. If you want to continue to homeschool your kids at home, here's where you get your umbrella school. Here's where you can get all of the curriculum based on the individuality, that's big word, individuality of each of your kids. Our kids all learned differently. They all use a different curriculum. Troy, it's simpler if I just go to the K through 12 online. That's great, do that. Talk about what you learned through your process. Even after maybe the kids go back to school, do you realize what a great resource your experience might be for someone else? So you want that stuff out there. You want to share it. You want to crank it. You want to go with it. This is the way we move into making sure our business is growing. Some of you guys, I tell you, you've reached out this week and said, Troy, we're not in a home-based business. We've been thinking about starting a business. We don't know if it's going to be home-based or if it's going to be brick and mortar. This is the time to truly start putting it together. Don't just sit around the house playing cribbage, playing spades, playing horseshoes, watching all the past shows of ESPN. I tell you what, there's nothing better than watching a NASCAR race, even if it's 30 years ago. But that's not going to take you to the next level. What you need to do is start journaling out, what's my plan? What do I want to do? Do I want to continue to work from home? Some of you guys are freelancers. You're white-collar folks, your education, you work from home. Look at that. I told you guys a couple weeks ago, my CPA has said, look, I'm going to shift our model from brick and mortar to where we're going to hire more accountants from home. Let them work from home, taking care of the client. That's the key here. I mean, when you take this back, even if we, I don't know about all the crazy conspiracy theories, and I don't know, where this might line up in the Bible for the spiritual folks. Here's what I know. When you take this country, America, that I live in, and you roll that backwards, 40, 50 years, more people worked on Main Street, doing their thing, working in their communities, hanging out with people than we do today. So if you've got a way that you can shift your life and you can get your marriage back, you can get your relationship with the kids back, and it's all by working from home, just structuring your time a little bit better, why the heck not? If you can make the same amount of money, maybe a little less, because now you don't have to buy all the fancy clothes, you don't have to do all that. You can spend money on tattoos like I do. If that's the case, why not go for it? Let's break out of what's been the status quo. Let's break out of, I've got to be in the hustle 120 hours a week. I got to make it to the top of the corporate ladder. I got to break through the crystal ceiling. What if you can take control of your life and do something new? That's really the key here, guys. So this week, as you go through the weekend, man, hang out with family, have some fun, stay safe, practice this social distancing deal. But I want you to remember, and my hand's still messed up, but remember this, act justly. Okay, don't go out of your way. Just because somebody else is in a pissy mood doesn't mean you got to be in the pissy mood. Okay, if you see somebody that needs some help, man, just reach out to them and help them a little bit. Walk humbly. When you're sitting there and you're in line and somebody's freaking out, hey, give them a little bit of leeway. Give them a little bit of space. If you both reach for the last toilet paper, hey, let them have the toilet paper. Just maybe they really do need it worse than you. Third, you got to love mercy. Man, help your neighbors. Figure out what you can do there. Do something that's just no strings attached, no money, no what can you give me. Even if that means, like Richard talked about, your contact challenge, if that just means calling people in your contact list and saying, hey, this is Troy. I just want to connect. And if you say, man, I don't even know how to do that, hey, go to contactmapping.com. It's $9 a month to get it. Put all your contacts in there, and then you can keep notes on that. And since I didn't give you my link, I don't have to give you a disclaimer that I'm an affiliate. Just go to contactmapping.com. Adrian will take care of you over there. But that'll help you with your contacts. And lastly, and this one I can show, it's right there, okay? Love wins. Slow down, take a breath, give somebody a hug, preferably your spouse, preferably your kids, and listen, if you're a praying person, I've started doing this with my girls. Man, every night, just take 2-3 minutes, give them a little prayer, let them know everything's going to be okay. Because one thing I've learned, especially about these little girls, they internalize stuff just like their mama does. So give them a little time, give them a little space, let them speak a little bit. You'd be amazed where things will go. Hey guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you the first of the week.